we're going to work with the equation of a circle. So the equation of the circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. So let's look at the parts of this equation. The h and the k are actually the ordered pair of the center of the circle. The r is the radius, and you would square that to create the equation. So we're going to start with our first example, and we're going to write our formula. So x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Now we're going to go ahead and label our center. So our center is h k. So we're going to plug it in. H minus 5 squared plus y minus 3 squared is equal to 2 squared. And then we just look to see what we can simplify. So we can't simplify anything on the left, but we can simplify on the right. So the equation of the line for this circle is going to be x minus 5 squared plus y minus 3 squared is equal to 4. That is the equation of the circle whose center is 5, 3, and whose radius is 2. All right, let's look at problem 2. Write the equation for the circle. So we're going to write our formula. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. X minus negative 1, because this is my h and this is my k, squared plus y minus 7 squared is equal to 14 squared. So notice that I have my subtraction signs in both of the parentheses, and then I substituted in my negative 1 for my h and my 7 for my k. Now I'm going to look to see if there's anything that I can simplify. I can simplify this binomial, and I can simplify the radius squared. So this is going to become x plus 1 squared plus y minus 7 squared is equal to 196. So the equation of the circle with a center of negative 1, 7 and a radius of 14 will be this equation for the circle. Now you're going to notice on number 8 that they give me the center, but they don't give me the radius. They give me another point on the circle. So we're going to need to find the radius. Well, if we're looking for the distance of the radius is going to equal x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared, our distance formula. So we're going to do 7 minus 9 squared plus 4 minus 10 squared. That's going to give me negative 2 squared plus negative 6 squared, which is going to give me the square root of 4 plus 36, which is going to give me the square root of 40. So I'm going to go and look at substituting this in. Now I know what my radius is. My radius is the square root of 40. So I'm going to start with my formula. X minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Okay, so let's go ahead and find what I'm substituting in. My center is 9, 10. So I'm going to do x minus 9 squared plus y minus 10 squared is equal to the square root of 40 squared. Now, I don't have anything that I can simplify inside this binomial. I don't have anything I can simplify inside this binomial, but I can square the square root of 40. So remember that if I am, and I'll use my little box over here, if I'm taking the square root of 5 and then I square it, that's just simply going to be 5. It's going to knock out the square root sign. So the square root of 10 squared is going to be 10. So my equation is going to be x minus 9 squared plus y minus 10 squared is equal to 40. And that is the equation of the circle, who has a radius of square root of 40, has a center of 9, 10, and has a point on the circle of 7, 4. All right, so let me make a little bit of room here for number 12. So number 12, I'm given the center, and I'm given the circumference. So for my formula, I'm going to have x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Here's my h, here is my k. What I don't have is my radius. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and put my formula for circumference. So for circumference is equal to pi d, which is circumference is equal to 6 pi. So if my diameter is 6, then my radius is going to be half of my diameter, which is going to be 3. Now I have my radius, so now I can do my substitution. So I'm going to do x minus negative 1 squared. Make that negative sign a little bit clearer. Perfect. Plus y minus 4 squared is equal to 3 squared. I'm going to look inside my parentheses. I can simplify this binomial. This binomial I cannot, and I can simplify my 3. So this is going to be x plus 1 squared plus y minus 4 squared is equal to 9. And that is the equation of a circle with a center of negative 1, 4 and a circumference of 6 pi. Now, on 16, what I've done is I've given you the equation of the circle, and I'm going to ask you to find the center. So the center is going to be HK. So the first thing I need to do is I need to make sure that both of these symbols, or both of these math operations, are subtraction. So they are, which means this is my H and this is my K. So my center is going to be 5, 1. Now I need to find my radius. Well, I know that 64 is equal to what r squared is, because that's what the formula is. So r squared is equal to 64. I'm going to square root both sides. So r is going to equal 8. And now you know how to work with the equation of a circle.